Hi and welcome to Jamie deRoy and Friends. I'm Jamie deRoy.
And I'm Barry Kleinbort.
This week we have so much to share with you. You know, the season is really off to a major start. I mean, it's the spring season. It's still a 24 to 25 Tony season, but wow, are there a lot of productions.
I guess we should get right to it.
Well, to start us off, English has transferred from Off Broadway at the Atlantic Theater and now is playing at Roundabout's Todd Hames Theater.
It's written by Sanaz Tusi and directed by Nude Adams. And she won the Pulitzer Prize for this play in 2023.
And it's her first play.
Not shabby.
Wow. Well, here is a look at English.
Has anyone taken the test before?
I have taken the TOEFL 5 times.
5 times.
5, yes, your ear is right.
In this room, we are not Iranian.
Wow.
Wow. Items of clothing.
Shirt, pants,
Blouse,
stock.
windbreaker.
What? Shouldn't you be in a more advanced class?
Why do we learn language?
My son has daughter Claire. Why you give my granddaughter name I cannot say.
English is not to be conquered. You can be all the things you are in Farsi in English too.
English does not want to be poetry like Farsi.
Do you ever think about who you would be if you never had to think about staying or leaving?
I lived in Manchester for 9 years. They called me Mary. I love my name. But even a new name, the smallest sacrifices can open our world.
Our names, they are our names. Every day in here, I feel like idiot. And I am not idiot.
I am not an idiot. When you speak another language, my God, you feel so loud all the time. You go years without making anyone laugh. No one has any idea that you're adventurous or optimistic or that you're kind.
I know what I sound like. I hear my voice too, but I am hearing myself.
One day, you will be far away from here. I wonder who I will speak with then.
This spring is very starry, and it seems like no show was more starry than All In.
Written by Simon Rich and directed by Alex Timbers, it recently closed at the Hudson Theater. And Simon Rich was one of the lead writers for Saturday Night Live, so by all accounts, a funny show.
Yes, and they had so many people going in. They didn't have to really memorize anything because they sat in chairs and read the scripts. And from what I understand, they made those scripts awfully funny. The rotating cast of stars included John Mulaney,
Lin-Manuel Miranda,
Annalee Ashford,
Hank Azaria,
Jimmy Fallon,
Renee Elise Goldberry,
Richard Kind,
Nick Kroll,
and Andrew Reynolds. Here is a look of the opening night bows from All In.
I just made my Broadway debut, and I feel great. It's exhilarating. It's like I'm kind of exhausted. I'm kind of drained because you get like so nervous about your part that you're gonna do, and then you go, it's done. I'm like, did I rush it? Did I rush it? Was I, And I'm getting used to this mic, and it's like riding the greatest, most fun roller coaster, and you want to do it again.
Continuing at the August Wilson Theater is the hit revival of Cabaret, titled Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club, but it is the show with book by Joe Masteroff, music by John Kander, and lyrics by Fred Ebb.
And it's directed by Rebecca Frecknell.
That is correct. The current MC is Adam Lambert, and the current Sally Bowles is Ali Cravalho.
And they will be in the cast till March 31st, when the new cast takes over,
which will be Eva Noblezada and Orville Peck.
Here is a look at Cabaret at the Kit Kat Club. Another hit revival this season is Sunset Boulevard, playing at the St. James Theater, and it's directed by Jamie Lloyd.
This is the legendary musical with music by Andrew Lloyd Webber and book and lyrics by Christopher Hampton and Don Black. And it stars Nicole Scherzinger.
And Tom Francis and Grace Hodgett Young. Here is a look at Sunset Boulevard.
This time I'm staying for good. I'll be back where I was born to live. With one look, I'll be back.
Playing directly across the street from Sunset Boulevard is Gypsy, starring six-time Tony Award winner Audra McDonald.
This is the great musical with book by Arthur Lawrence, music by Julie Stein, and lyrics by Stephen Sondheim. And this production is choreographed by Camille A. Brown and directed by George C. Wolfe.
And standout performances by Danny Burstein and Joy Woods as Gypsy. It's just a wonderful, wonderful evening in the theater. And you know, speaking of the theater, we haven't been in the Majestic for years because this is the first show to play since Phantom of the Opera has closed.
Well, I was there in 1988.
Well, I was there at the end, the beginning and the end, and in the middle. But anyway, it's just great to have that theater back again. And it's great to have Audra McDonald on Broadway again. Here is a look.
I had a dream, a wonderful dream, Papa, all about June and the Orpheum Circuit. This child is going to be a star. Summer people sit on their butts, got the dream, yeah, but not the guts. That's living for summer people, for some humdrum people, I suppose. My daughters are my job, and I do it damn well. So let me entertain you, and we'll have a real good time, yes, sir. We'll have a real good
And now we move to Off Broadway. At the Asylum Theater is Celino V. Barnes, written by Mike B. Breen and David Raffalaitis.
And directed by Wesley Taylor and Alex Wise, and stars Eric William Morris and Noah Weisberg. When I went to see this, I had no idea what I was seeing, except I knew it had to be about the law firm, but it was so funny and so delightful, and I'd never been to the Asylum Theater, and it's been extended and extended and extended, and now we'll play through March 30th, unless, of course, they extend again.
Which could happen. But here's a look at Celino V. Barnes.
Celino & Barnes has recovered over $2 billion in injury settlements.
The Celino name has been synonymous with getting hurt for nearly 70 years.
Today is our 10-year anniversary.
Oh my God, 10 years?
So I wanted to get you something.
It's a gold necklace with our phone number on it! 800-888-8888. I'm never gonna take this thing off.
So that's from me.
Yeah, oh, I got you something too.
Passive-aggressive memo.
Passive-aggressive memo.
Passive-aggressive memo.
Passive-aggressive memo. you, your family.
Passive-aggressive memo. I don't think you understand what passive-aggressive means. Would you like me to sign you up for 5th grade?
Oh, it's 2017. I'm in like a millionth grade now.
Passive-aggressive memo. I'm sorry, but there's no room for nepotism in this office. And I say that knowing my wife and brother work here.
Explosive memo in Comic Sans. I'm starting a new firm with a bold new vision. Steve Barnes, love Ross Salino.
I really mean it. Salino and Barnes just call.
Kowalski has opened at the Duke on 42nd Street. It's written by Greg Ostrin and directed by Colin Hanlon. It's about Tennessee Williams and Marlon Brando in one night.
Yes, that's true. Robin Lord Taylor plays Tennessee Williams, and Brandon Flynn plays Marlon Brando. And of course, Marlon Brando created the role of Stanley Kowalski in the original production of A Streetcar Named Desire, written by Tennessee Williams.
It's really an interesting play, and I have to say, I've never seen such a great set on the stage of the Duke Theater.
Well, that's worth taking a look at.
Are we on? It's not Moby Dick, it's just a play.
I have always depended on the kindness of strangers.
I'm still enjoying my...
I'm good at what I do.
Right. What the hell are you doing in my house? Oh, God, you...
No!
You gotta be kidding me. You with your better fact. Call me Tom. All my closest friends do. You may call me Tennessee.
Said that's enough! Raise hell and bust it and play silence! Would that get your blood boiling nice and good?
What did you just say?
I said we had this date with each other from the beginning.
Currently playing at the MMAC Theater is a new play by Joy Behar called My First Ex-Husband.
You know, Joy went around and interviewed so many women who have been divorced and gathered these stories and created these monologues.
This production is directed by Randall Mylar.
It's a rotating cast. Every 4 weeks, it changes. The first cast was Joy Behar,
Susie Essman,
Tova Feldshuh,
and Adrienne Moore.
Now, through March 22nd, is Judy Gold,
Susan Lucci,
Kathy Moriarty,
and Tonya Pinkins.
I just wanted to give a shout out to the Vineyard Theater, who brought 300 paintings back to the space for a second run, and it was so terrific. I adored it.
It's a one-man show written and performed by Sam Kisajukian, and he's a painter who is also bipolar, and it is his adventures suddenly deciding to be an artist and creating canvases, and
they're really good.
And they're really good.
But you know, he started off as a stand-up comic.
Right. And so this is his transitional journey, and a unique one-person show.
For sure. We wanted to give a shout out to Blue Man Group, which just closed at the Astor Place Theater after 17,800 performances. I think that may be a record. It was an incredible show that I saw when it first opened.
Me too. We were younger than Jamie.
We certainly were.
It was created by Chris Wink, Matt Goldman, and Phil Stanton, and it is a worldwide phenomenon still, but we're going to miss it here in New York, I think.
Absolutely. It does play in other cities, but not here anymore. But here's a look.
Ready, go.
One music.
Well, I am very excited about Giuseppe Verdi's Aida coming to the Metropolitan Opera through May 9th. This one is directed by Broadway's Michael Mayer,
who has directed several operas at the Met already, but this is a new production of Aida, and Angel Blue is playing Aida and alternating with Christina Nilsson, and it's being musical directed by Yannick Nézet-Séguin. It's a spectacular opera if you've never seen it. I mean, Jamie deRoy and friends talking about opera. How highfalutin can we get on this
Well, this
show?
is our first time to actually have something from the Metropolitan Opera.
And it's such a goodie.
I have to say, I went to the last production there on TDF tickets with great seats, and I highly recommend to people, do not be scared by overpriced tickets that you think are overpriced tickets at the opera, because you can get really good seats, and it is such a great experience, and nothing is better than Aida.
I agree. Here's a look at the Met's Aida.
There's a fabulous new installation at the Shed. It's very unusual. It's Luna Luna Forgotten Fantasy, and it plays through March 16th.
This is an unusual exhibition because it was an amusement park that was created in Austria in 1987, packed up in boxes and stored in Texas for a further exhibition, which never happened. So 35 years later, they found these boxes with no instructions and recreated these wonderful things by these famous artists. There's a Ferris wheel by Jean-Michel Basquiat, and a carousel by Keith Haring, and a geodesic dome by Salvador Dali, and a maze created by Roy Lichtenstein.
I loved it, and we went when there were no children.
Right.
I'm sure there's a zillion children on the weekends, and they
Right.
must love it.
It's a great thing to take the family.
I highly recommend getting yourself down to the Shed before March 16th, before it closes. Here's a look at Luna Luna. And now for our cabaret roundup. At the Cafe Carlisle, for 4 performances only, Peter Sincotti is back at the club. He is Such a talent, I can't begin to tell you. Here is just a little glimpse of what this guy can do.
Killer on the keys, playing lines like these, mixing blues and Bach with jazz and rock, to live and breathe every single melody, to be a killer on the keys. Killer, be a killer on, to be a killer, to be a killer on, to be a killer on the keys. Yeah, to be a killer on, to be a killer on, to be a killer on the keys. Everything I did to be a killer on, to be a killer on, oh, to be a killer on the keys.
At Birdland for 3 Saturdays in March is the wonderful jazz stylist Gabrielle Stravelli.
John Pizzarelli plays at Birdland March 4th through the 8th.
At 54 Below, Tony Award winner Paulo Jott continues his run for 2 more performances, March 4th and 5th, of his show Some Enchanted Evening, with musicians from the American Pops Orchestra under the baton of Luke Frazier.
You know, Paulo has been a guest on my show, and we were never more delighted to have him than the last time. So here is a look from that performance.
One dream in my heart, one love to be living for, one love to be living for. This nearly was mine. One girl for my dream, one partner in paradise. This promise of paradise, this nearly was mine. Close to my heart she came, only to fly away, only to fly as day flies from moonlight. Now I'm alone, still dreaming of a paradise, still saying that paradise once nearly was
On March 6th, 7th, and 8th at 54 Below is Laura and Linda Benante. It's mother and daughter. Laura has won the Tony Award for her performance when she played Gypsy.
And their musical director is Billy Stritch. Also at 54 Below, that playwright extraordinaire Charles Bush is doing his cabaret show on March 21st and 22nd. It's not to be missed.
Another night not to be missed is another Tony Award winner, Lilias White, who plays the club from March 26th through the 29th.
Her show is called Lilias White Divine Sass, a tribute to Sarah Vaughan.
In March 1990, I started Jamie deRoy and Friends with a live performance at Steve McGraw's, which is now known as the Triad. We've played so many clubs since then, and it's been 35 years of sheer joy to present so many of my talented friends. So on the 31st, we go back to Birdland to celebrate 35 years of live shows and the TV show.
We have a wonderful lineup of performers to celebrate the 35 years of Jamie deRoy and Friends. We have Harlan Blackwell, a wonderful singer. We have David Buskin and Robin Bateau, two terrific musicians, also wonderful songwriters and composers and lyricists. And we have Rob Magnotti, a wonderful comic and impressionist. And we also have a true friend of Jamie deRoy and Friends for the last 35 years, songwriter Julie Gold.
Yes, Julie won a Grammy for From a Distance, and she has been with me since even before we started. And she's recorded on my albums, and she is a dear friend, and she's a dear. Here is a look at Julie Gold.